Hey guys, what's going on? I get asked this a couple times. How do I dial in an amp? What's kind of my process that I go through when I'm picking a new amp, trying to get it dialed in? That's what I want to talk about today. I'm Nathan from the Worship Journal Guitarist Edition and Worship Calling. We have ourselves a Tone Master Tuesday on a Wednesday because that's when YouTube told me you make every strum count. And what I want to look at is the Super Reverb. So I just picked kind of a random amp. I don't have a preset for the Super Reverb, and I figured I would just invite you guys along as I kind of dial this thing in. So let's just get a clean slate here. This is the Super Reverb amp. Now, if you have been following along, you know that most of my presets I have the amp level at 100% because I use the Tone Master for my guitar and my vocals both. I kind of lose the ability to use a lot of the volume features that we have. I know that amp volume's really not one of those that's impacted with that, but I usually always just put them at 100 or maybe a little less if it's a really hot amp. That's also why this boost is here. This boost is because I use the Tone Master Pro for my vocals, so I have no volume knob on my amp. I can't use my master volume. I can't use preset volume because it impacts both my guitar and my vocals. So this is just the amp. I don't have anything. I don't have any of my ambient going. This is just the amp by itself. Just default settings out of the gate. So the first thing that I do is I always try to dial my amps in using my bridge pickup. The bridge pickup with my tone volume or my tone pots as high as they go. Because essentially what I'm trying to do is I want to see how the amp responds to the brightest signal that I could possibly send it, which is going to be my bridge pickup tone all the way up. If you don't know, your pickups closer to the bridge are going to be brighter, and then as you move closer to your neck, it just gets warmer and warmer or darker, whatever you want to call it. So I always go to my brightest setting out of the gate, and then we'll just kind of turn some knobs, have some fun with it. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to probably just set all my tone to about noon, right? So in this case, I'm going to do 5 on all these. I'm going to kill all that reverb. I don't want anything. Now, from all my tone being kind of, at unity, noon, whatever you want to call it, then I'll kind of start dialing in my volume. Starting to hear a little bit of breakup, not much. And now I'll start to adjust my EQ. Now keep in mind I'm on the bridge, so this should be really, really bright. So I'm already at, 7.5. It's getting there. But one thing I've talked about this before, in the modeling world, it's a little bit difficult because we have some advantages, but we have some disadvantages. In a traditional sense, if I had a super reverb sitting in the room, I would adjust the amp exactly where I like it to my ears in the room, and then the next step would be miking that amp in, essentially trying to recreate what I hear, standing next to the amp or in front of the amp, trying to recreate that sound to the front of house using a microphone. We don't have that luxury with modelers because there is no amp in the room. We have to take into consideration that this is modeled with a amp being mic'd up. So I always say, if you think, you've got your treble cranked and you're still reaching for more treble, It's not necessarily an amp EQ issue. You need to adjust your mic placement. Now, I'm a big fan of the SM57. That microphone works great with really any amp, in my opinion. What you can do is you can go cap. That's going to get you, that's the brightest point in the speaker. So if, let's say you couldn't get your treble low enough, if it just felt like the treble was just piercing no matter what, you got to turn it way down. Move that mic more over to the cone edge. You can hear the difference. It's way warmer. So this is kind of like this is the EQ of all EQ right out of the gate. This is your mic placement adjusts that EQ essentially. I mean, it's kind of an extension of your EQ. It's where you place the mic to get the tone that you want. So I'm typically a big fan of cap edge, just because it gets me a little bit of both, right? To me, that feels like a good home place, a starting point. But I will move that if I feel like, man, this amp should be brighter and I've got the treble, cranked or something. Then maybe I'll go to cone or vice versa. I'm also a big fan of 2 inches out or 3 inches out. I like to give the sound wave that's hitting the microphone a chance to be defined. Let it have a little bit of room to kind of find its character, I guess you could say. If we put it right up on the speaker, to me it just feels like it's, I don't want to say chopped, but it's just kind of, it feels too early in the wave form. I like 2 inches, 3 inches out. If we go too far out, then it just feels kind of hollow. It feels like, an afterthought. It feels like something way out there, where I want it close, but I want to give that waveform some space to really get defined. So that's kind of my go-to spots. Adjust as you need, depending on the amp. And again, with everything in tone, it's all relative. This is not a this is how it's done. There is no how it's done. Anything's possible. You can do whatever you want. Everything in tone is relative. This is just a method that I have learned from some of the legends over the years, and I've used this and it works good for me. So keep in mind, when we're using modelers, we have to think about mic placement early on. That can't be the last thing we think about. We have to think about that as we're dialing in that amp, because we don't have the luxury of actually having the amp in the room. So I feel like we're in a pretty good spot there. Kind of like that breakup a little bit, and now I'm just going to really kind of dial in that EQ. I'll scoop a little bit of those mids out. Add just a little bit of bottom. I don't want to add too much, because remember, I'm on my bridge pickup, so this is going to be the brightest that it's going to be. And what I'm looking for is I'm trying to get that EQ as level as possible. I don't want any, high frequencies, lows, or mids really peaking out. I just want to try to send a level EQ to the front of house so that it makes things easier. So now I'm going to switch to my neck pickup. And you can hear when I boosted that bass, it's kind of woofy on that neck pickup. So I'll just dial that back a little bit more. You can give it just a little more highs. Switch back to my bridge just to make sure it's not going to be too piercing. don't normally play on my bridge, but I like to use it when I'm dialing things in. I still feel like those mids are just a little much. I'm going to scoop them a little bit more. Maybe just a little more bottom. Go back to the bridge, just make sure I don't kick it up too much. I'll pull that volume down just a little bit, a little more breakup than I want. I'd rather push the amp with like a drive or a transparent drive. Going back to my bridge. I just want to see, I'm going to push this back over to the cap. I'll make sure it's not too much with my bridge. Doesn't feel like it, but I think it's going to make a difference on the neck. I do like that. I like that a lot. Want a little more breakup when I dig in, so I'm going to give it just a little more volume. I like that right there. I like that a lot. Now, I've been using this 76 compressor on just about everything since it got launched, since it got dropped in that last firmware. This is just a setting that I've been using with most of my guitar presets. It seems to work really well. It's not a ton of compression. It's just adding a little bit of that warmth. That feels good right there. So yeah, take that thing. Now I've got the Lightyear. This was another new one from the latest firmware. Let's pop it on, see how it feels. Actually like right where that thing is at. There's a little bit of a perceived boost there. I doubt if you looked at the dB meter that there's much of a dB boost. I think it's because those frequencies that just feel louder to the human ear are getting a little bit of a boost there. And again, when I look at drives, I don't want this huge jump. When I'm looking at my gain staging, I want just a small jump. Nothing that's going to make anybody at the front of house run to a fader because they think I'm too loud. And I think this preset would look really good with some of that ambient on. I think it sounds good. I like it right there. I'm going to save this preset and I will be putting it up in the cloud. So be sure to check it out. Be sure to subscribe. I've got lots of content I've been going through. Got my drive stacks. We looked at all the different drives, all kinds of good stuff. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of that. And one thing I want to show you guys before I close out is if you go to worshipcalling.com, one thing I've been working on is some tools for guitar players along with these videos. I've been doing a bunch of different web apps that I've created. I've got one massive app that I'm working on that hopefully I'll be able to share with you before the end of the year. It's been a ongoing project. But for right now, if you go to worshipcalling.com, go to guitar, there's some really cool tools in here. We got chords and scales that go through all the caged positions. It's really, really slick. There's also a progression builder, kind of helps you build progressions out, or if you have an existing progression and just looking for somewhere to go for a bridge or a chorus, it kind of just gets the creative juices flowing, I guess you could say. A lot of music theory built into that one as well. And then if you use any kind of Chord Pro files or format, I have a nice handy Chord Pro formatter to format Chord Pro. So be sure to check out those tools. They are all free to use, worshipcalling.com. And let's all get better at guitar. That's always been my goal. So as always, make every strum count. I'll see you guys next time.